you know, where I've been, what's been going on. Personal life stuff has got in the way of doing stuff, but still have to work, still buying cars, still do what we do. I'll get into that soon when a few more people have jumped on board. We'll go through what I've bought recently, different cars, what's been going on at the workshop, and then we'll do some question and answer if you guys aren't too sure about what's going on. I'll start off by explaining a little bit about YouTube and me. Okay, so for most people, when they start YouTube, they start with a car or two, they put up some content, they get some subscribers, and then they move towards making it into their full-time job and all that sort of stuff. I sort of started backwards, whereas I have started with, well, you know, like a complete business and an engine shop and a relatively successful towing business in what I do. So I've got a full-time job, but I also understand, and this is why I done YouTube, was we all love cars. The guys that are watching this and girls that are watching this love cars, and I know I waste nearly every cent I've got on cars, and for me just to hoard those things and not share them with people isn't right. I'm hoping that over the time I've done the YouTube stuff, I know that I've made a lot of good friends, and I'm making this video today because I've been away for so long and I keep getting messages from guys, and it's not just the guys that I've become close friends with through YouTube. There's a lot of new faces that have sort of messaged to say, is everything all right? Like, I haven't seen a video, like, you know, and I appreciate that. I really do. I didn't realize that doing what I do has made such a big impact on other people's lives of sharing the cars and stuff like that. And not only that, yesterday or the day before yesterday, I had to drop one up in Bundaberg. On the way back, I'm pretty positive his name was Roy. Sorry if I've got your name wrong. But he stopped at the service station while I was getting fuel and said hello, and he goes, I love your channel and all that. And I thought to myself, geez, you know, like, I'm doing the wrong thing by all these people that are really interested in what we do and what goes on. And he said, I know where there's a Jag around the corner. We went around and had a look at this Series 1 XJ6 and tried to buy it. It was really rusty. I made him an offer that I thought was pretty fair. I would have used a couple of the interior pieces, but he wanted 3 times what I feel it was worth. Like, I paid that money for the V8 ones and stuff. But anyway, you never know. He may ring in the future. But I hope that makes sense why, yes, I do care about YouTube and I do want to still continue to share. But, okay, so I'm 44 now. Okay, my cutoff is 50, right? I've got probably 40 collector cars now to do restorations on. Once I turn 50, that's it. Like, the engine shop will be set up, the paint shop will be set up, the trim shop will be set up. I'll be a one-stop restoration shop, and we'll produce 3 to 4 cars a year to sell as full restorations, as well as other ones that I buy to do up. Okay, and at that stage, then we'll pretty much be included in doing that is daily videos, pretty much. Like, I will be, you guys will be along for the ride, flat stick on restorations, on weird and wonderful stuff, big builds, engine builds. It'll just be the full one-stop in-house. This is what's going on. This is what's gone wrong, warts and all. That's when the channel will expand. I understand that a lot of you guys want more than that from me, but I'm spread thin as it is. And Ben, you're an absolute legend, buddy. Yeah, for you guys who don't know, Ben has been a massive supporter of the channel and become quite a good friend over the years through doing this. And yeah, but anyway, I hope all that makes sense, guys. I'll just have a quick look at some of the comments you guys have written. Just a lot of hellos. Okay, the next one, and the biggest reason why I haven't been around, is Mia. Okay, you guys have family. I'm about to explain about family now, Jono. Mia, my granddaughter. Okay, so Mia, when she was 6 months old, we got a call from the police to pick her up from Toowoomba. Okay, my stepdaughter is a dead shit, and she's caused trouble in my life forever. But I've hung in there because of my other girls. I have the stepdaughter and 2 other daughters, Savannah and Neralee. Savannah and Neralee are awesome. Savannah is just an absolute champion. Moving forward, knows what she wants. She goes to university in a year and a half. Great student. She works 2 jobs when she doesn't have to, but she does because she's just a motivated person. Neralee is finding herself at the moment. She's awesome too, in a different way. Like, she's awesome, I'm here to do the skateboard ramp for her today. I've just bought all that plywood and stuff to get started on that. Like, I haven't even done any of that stuff. Anyway, Mia, we would have thought that she was only going to be with us for a small amount of time, but she wasn't. And as you guys know, as you saw me all the time, she was with me. 80% of the time that she lived with me, I think she was with me. And everywhere that I go now, people will come out with an icy pole or something, and where's Mia? You know, because they're that used to her being with me wherever I go. And every time I have to explain where Mia's gone, and it's tearing me apart, to be honest. So she's gone back to her mum 2 days after she started school. At the beginning of the year, her mum wanted her back, because obviously you don't have to look after a kid anymore because she's at school and you get the payment. And Mia was my best mate. She really was. But coming along with that is I got this thing, this affidavit here from the dead shit stepdaughter. This thing here, look how thick it is. And that basically goes through, the whole thing is just utter horse shit. It's all lies about how much of an asshole I am and how I done this and how shit her life was and all this crap. And it was just utter garbage. Nicole spoke to the lawyer and said, if you take that document to court full of all those lies, it's never going to happen. At the end of the day, Mia is not my child. For a long time, in the back of my head, there's a few things in life that I know I'm going to do. One thing that was always there was going to be a foster child or someone that I would have to look after and give a good start in life, and that's Mia. She's still a great kid. They didn't let me speak to her for a week after she took her. Her behaviour was shithouse, and yeah, once I spoke to her, I think things got better. She started sleeping through the night and stuff, which would have been horrendous for her, because I know it was horrendous for me. Now, I'm not telling you this stuff to worries me and cry about my life, because my life is great, okay? I don't normally bring this stuff up. It's just everyone keeps asking, and I thought I'd just get it out of the way. I know that there's a lot of people. Here's Jake in his V8 Hilux. I know there's a lot of people out there doing it a lot harder than me, and I don't harp on things that aren't going right in my life, because I don't like to put that pressure onto other people. But it's just to clear the air, and then I don't have to. Hopefully you'll understand. But anyway, so Mia's gone. We did go last Friday night. She broke down on the phone terribly, and then we went, me, Savannah and Nerily went down on Sunday to see her. We had a great day with Maddie and Sammy, another couple of friends, which you guys will meet soon. They've got like a late model Camaro. Maddie's got a wild Maloo ute. Great people, been friends for years. Dama Jane, the mother of Savannah, got up at their house one night. We were staying down there, and slashed their leather couch with a razor blade. Yeah, stuff like that is what Dama Jane done. She's just an absolute piece of shit to lifelong friends who are still friends to this day, but she just done horrendous shit to people behind your back. It was just, anyway. But so that's where I've been. And it's hard to come on here and be happy with you guys when you're dying inside. Yeah, I don't know. Does all that make sense, guys? Mia's gone, and it's just been shit house basically, and that's why I haven't been around. But in saying that, obviously I still have to work. I've got a family to feed and girls that need things and all the rest of it. So, all right, I'll answer questions on that, and we'll move on to cars. I didn't make this video to whinge or have people feeling sorry for me, because that's life, guys. You need to be able to move forward and move on and deal with things. And yeah, so all right, so far okay, yep, okay, that must have all made sense, because there wasn't many questions. Yeah, Mia's still a great kid. I love her to death. She rings all the time, now that I'm allowed to talk to her again. But what do you do? You know what I mean? It's just I'm not even related to Mia. She's his stepdaughter's child. Like, it's not even blood. But she'll always be my best mate. I get asked about it every single day. Like, I went to buy a plumbing fitting the other day, and the people in the plumbing store in Kingatow are looking. Like, where is she? Because to give her the colouring in book for her to go and sit down, like, and you've got to explain again, and you it's just it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's life goes on. But anyway, it looks like I explained that properly, because there isn't a lot of questions. So you will see Mia again. She's coming for school holidays. I want to have this skateboard ramp done and get her a scooter, because she's going to love it, and go-kart track down the road. But anyway, all right. cars, and that's what we're all here about. Other than that, things are going really well. As you guys know, we stopped doing parts here a long time ago. I don't know if you've seen the sign that I got made up. We'll run through the sign so you guys understand where we're at with parts. Because people, there's little signs all the way along the driveway. There's 8 of them up around through there. So this is what we've got. This normally sits in the driveway. Kingatow, no parts. We do not sell parts. No parts. Do not ask for parts. No parts. You'd be surprised how many people stand next to this sign and ask for, yep, that's right, parts. For any inquiries for towing, wreck removal and engine machining are very welcome, but definitely no parts. You passed 8 signs saying no parts. So if you ask for parts to waste yours and our time, the response is extremely rude, that's on you. Towing, wreck removal, engine machining are services we are happy to discuss and provide. Any issues, call Red. So the parts thing stopped because there was no money in it, okay? These days, with so many different makes and models and late model stuff, people wasting your time and thinking we're a library where they can come in and get a coil pack and then bring it back the next day and say, oh, can I get an airflow meter now and return this? They think you're a library, and it just wasn't making money. And yeah, no parts, buddy, that's it. So the parts thing stopped, and what happened was then people come in and they'd say, well, if you don't do parts, what do you do? And Leith's like, well, I've been an engine machinist for over 25 years. As much as I wanted to help Red out doing the parts, there's no money in it. I wasn't making any money, and I'm an engine machinist. So we do engine machining. And then people's eyes opened up to the fact that there is actually a machine shop in our area, because we're 2.5 hours west of Brisbane, and you've got to send stuff to either Dalby or to Gympie or to Brisbane. So the engine shop took off. And luckily I'd bought the new mill. I don't know if you guys have seen the new mill that we got. I bought a heap of steel because I've got to put some more lighting and stuff down here. Okay, so that's the new mill. It's the same as, very similar. It's a copy of a Bridgeport, which is probably the most recognisable milling machine. Whereas this can go down. I've got a lot of videos. If you guys haven't been following, the parts page has been changed over on Facebook to engine machining. So a lot of the machining stuff that Leith's doing has been putting pictures up. We've got a big boost Isuzu motor to go into Gemini. We're waiting on custom pistons right now. He's got there's a mechanic shop in Kingaroy called Cooter's Garage, done up like the Dukes of Hazzard sort of style stuff. They've been sending a lot of work this way. And it's been great, and those guys are into speedway stuff. So there's a 4-litre speedway motor to be built in the off season. We just done a super quick build for, I think he's 5th in the series, an Ecotech for a Commodore, for the guy that runs Kingaroy Auto Mechanics, Kingaroy Automotive, I think it is. It used to be Ultratune. But yeah, a great guy. And so there's a few speedway motors because we're a bit of a speedway town. There is a speedway track at the end of my driveway. End of my street, sorry. So we'll probably end up at the track with some of those guys while they're racing, and we'll show you the ins and outs of speedway coming up. Look, I am, even in the start of this when I said that YouTube isn't my focus, I still would like to build the channel and share these places I can get into with you guys. So I'm in the midst today of, when was that all changed? Tax time. Basically, the accountant was watching this year. At the end of the tax time, he just said last tax, which was last June, nearly 12 months now, I suppose. You're not making any money in this. We've watched it for 2 years now, make no money. You're going backwards. As of tomorrow, no more parts. Concentrate on something else, because every other aspect of your business makes money except for parts. So, but anyway, yeah, so I'm building some lights to come off this today. Eventually, okay, there's the other big news. Anyway, so the machine shop's doing well, guys. If you look up Kingatow engine machining and reconditioning, I think the page is called. So I haven't been able to post on my towing page. That's why you haven't seen pictures come up on Facebook. For some reason, it won't let me upload photos, but Leith has been uploading stuff for the machine shop. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, the photos will go up, and he'll be more than happy to answer questions on different bits and pieces of what he does. My house I've got a house up at Howard, which is half an hour north of Hervey Bay, that I've wanted to sell for years. I've just been paying rates on. My plan was when I come home from the mines to do the towing, that I'd renovate houses as well as do towing. But obviously the towing just consumed my life, and I never got back there. So that house sells in about 50 days now. I think I sold it about 10 days ago. So it's under contract and so I can pay for this building. So that means we can move forward here, which means mezzanine floor down in the engine room with better lighting. It means out the back here, okay, when you walk out this back door, I want to concrete this whole section, and from that fence there to that fence there, there'll be a roof that comes off here, and this will be a whole enclosed area, which means I could put in hoists and rotisseries all the way along the back there for restoration jobs to get started on, and also extend the other mezzanine floor inside here, sort that front yard out and level it out. There's a lot I can do to move forward in this business, which I don't know if you guys watch Adam LZ at all. He bought that big compound over in the States, and I've been really enjoying watching him go through cleaning up his compound and getting it sorted. So I'm looking forward to hopefully sharing that with you guys and watching Kingatow, the business, not just the cars, expand and move forward. And not only that, the place will be a lot cleaner, so when a lot of you guys come through, I can have days here, and we'll be able to have a car show here or something and get you guys a little bit more involved, which would be awesome. Okay, righto. I think that's it for that. So we'll get on to cars that I've bought. Now, I've done videos on some of these, so I've got footage there, so I'm not going to go too in-depth into these cars because there'll be full videos done, and I will edit them, okay? Legend and smash the like button. That's it. Thanks for that, Jake. He's just there writing messages to you guys for the like button. And well, no, that's a bloody awesome news. Here, mate. Okay, yep. Do you watch Peter Anderson? You would love him. I haven't seen Peter Anderson, but I did watch a video this morning of a couple in the States by two Chev-powered XJ6 Series 1s. I think it was called Tune and Race and Tune or something. And they're going to build a burnout car out of a Series 1 Jag with a Chev in it. Okay, but anyway, all right. We'll start with my Jag then, because we just talked about Jags. Righto. So as you guys know, I bought those two Jags from up north that were very rusty. So that's the one there. On that car had a 2.5-inch exhaust system. So that's what this exhaust is here. Leith got it off this week. He's modified the front pieces to make it fit up because that's a 308 and mine's a 350 Chev. Right, so that exhaust is going into this Jag here. The diff had leaked from day dot, so it's got a new seal in there. Now the tail shaft that I modified, believe it or not, a Turbo 700, okay, which is a 4-speed automatic. This is a cable shift 700, okay, and then the 700s, just for, so you learn something today and don't just listen to me whinge about my shitty life. Okay, so Turbo 350 and Turbo 400s are the general autos that you have behind early Chevs, okay? And then from there you go to the LS1, okay, and it has a 4L60E, okay? The E means electronically controlled. The 4L60 or 700R, they're both 4-speed gearboxes, but they are a cable kick-down automatic, so no electronics. So if you're running a carby and no EFI, that's the box that you need, okay? There is an intermediate box that come out in VSs and stuff, but don't worry about that. The Turbo 700s come out on like your 304s and your Commodores and stuff like that. And yeah, so cable shift, 700R, if you want to run a carby, because if you don't run a carby, you've got to run an additional box for the auto too, and they're about 130, 140 bucks. So you can run a 4L60E with a carby, but you need a separate controller for the auto. Now, what we've done with this one is it's in, and they're actually probably that much shorter. The 4-speed auto is shorter than a Turbo 350, if anyone wanted to know, okay? I bought a converter. This is about a 28 converter that was going to go in the VS Ute out the back, but we're going to put it in this. I'm going to run a drop the pan, and I'll show you there's a module you can get for a lock-up converter for on the highway. So yeah, I've got to take tail shaft down on Monday to get one made because I'm going to do it properly. And we've shimmed the starter and stuff like that. So this thing's coming along quite well. Really, really looking forward to it. I'm planning on doing a trip down south all the way down to Melbourne once it warms up, once that thing's going. And yeah, okay, so new exhaust, and it's actually got really good tailpipes and 2.5-inch all the way through. Okay, Captain, okay, so I've got this red one, and as you guys know, I gave the blown Jag to Leith, Captain, who works for me. Okay, now it before anyone cries and complains, no, he's not getting the blown motor or the wheels. He doesn't want the wheels or the blown motor because it's not usable. So what we've done, okay, is we've pulled the motor from this ute, okay, because this ute still needs, even though it's a tidy ute, it needs a full restoration still. So we've pulled the 308 that come out of this, okay, well, it's a 5 litre 304, which is this engine here, this one here, okay. So he's going to be running, he's planning on going turbo eventually with his Jag, but to begin with, it'll be carby and manifold, okay, because when we first started to build that grey Jagzilla, okay, we actually fitted a injected 5 litre in it, and we spaced the engine back slightly to be able to run a blower on it. But then I ended up finding the 350 Chev that ended up in Jagzilla. So I've already got pipes that I'd made up with the engine set back, which means you'll be able to run 2 turbos at the front of the motor because of where it sits now. I'd modified the firewall slightly so the pipes to run because we needed to sit it back. And then, so behind this had the Turbo 700, that's the 700R that's now in my red one with 4 gears. And the Turbo 350, which was a good box still, will go behind this engine here for El Capitanio. So he's sort of got his setup, which is this motor. He's going to pull it apart and quickly do rings and bearings in it, and probably a big cam. Eventually he wants to turbo it, but that'll be later. Auto, and it'll be sweet. Like, I gave that to him, and then I was looking at it the other day, and the interior, and it's so good, I was spewing. But anyway, he's a good mate, does a lot for me, so it's going to be awesome for us to have Jags. Jake also is going to get the finger out of his bum and get his Jag going, and then we're all going to get matching tracksuits, eat baked beans, and give up on life because we'll be gay as AIDS all driving around in Jags. But anyway, that's another story. So anyway,
be a 6-cylinder though, so
that'll be all right. All right, so that's sort of where we're at on the Jags. The 300ZX, which is here, Leith went through, there was a vacuum leak, pulled the manifold off, done all sorts of stuff to it, drove it home, then it wouldn't start. Could not find the problem, had no injector pulse. You could spray aero started in it, it started run, but then it was just a freaking nightmare. It ended up over at Kingatow Auto Electrics, and those people over there are absolutely phenomenal at what they do. That thing sat in a shed for that long that it was supposed to have a recall on the engine harness because the engine harnesses break in them. So it had dropped injector pulse on 4 or 5, I think it was, and then it knocked out all the injectors and it wouldn't start. So all that's been sorted now. With that one, I'm going to put that through Grays Online, unless someone makes me a ridiculous offer. But I want to try the auction thing because old SS, my SS, is going to go through the auctions as well. All part of buying this place and doing what I've got to do. So yeah, it's yeah, it'll be, I want to try the auction thing, and I'm pretty sure you guys would love to come along for the ride to see how the auction process goes, because I know that when I've dropped cars off down there and done those couple of lives, you have really enjoyed seeing what's down there. I'll just, yeah, so that's the plans with that, which will be over the next couple of weeks. The Cruise, the Turbo Cruise, it's getting cleaned up. It'll be sold this week, hopefully. It got an oil leak from in behind the oil cooler, and we put it back together and it leaked again. And then we've changed the oil cooler out for another one now that goes onto the motor and then it's been driven now for 6 weeks. So I couldn't sell that until I 100% knew that it was going to be perfect, and it is now. It's a beautiful car. So the Cruise will be for sale this week. I'll just read a couple of questions. G'day, mate. Remember me? How could I forget you, Jono? Jeez, Jono bought the Formula Office, guys. Yeah. There's Hadsy, Jono. See, he remembers you as well. He had the Mustang that when we dropped you off at the motel, buddy. Life pan's upset. That's it. Best of things. All the best from China. Okay, well, there you go. Hello from China. How is it over there? Are you an Aussie over in China, or are you Chinese, buddy? Or, yeah. Bring the Pajero when you come down on your trip to Melbourne. No, I'll be driving the red Jag, buddy. I'll talk about the Pajero in a second. I just messaged you on Facebook. Okay, I'll check that out in a minute when I finish this. Okay, I'll talk about the Pajero next. Got the Pajero going. And this is the point where, how honest do I be? It was finished, ready to go the Thursday night. I was supposed to leave on the Friday morning. I am old. I get massive, like it's like an arthritis pain through me. And me gallbladder stuff from bouncing around the truck. So I'd been on painkillers for years. But the problem with painkillers is if you stop taking them, you go into withdrawals and it's shit house. And it got to late on the Thursday night. And in order for me to finish packing that car and go and spend time and have fun with my friends, I had to take another tablet. I don't do obligation very well. If I feel obligated to do something, I don't do it. If I want to do something there, I'm 100%. And I just went, I'm not taking these tablets anymore. So to be honest, I've been going through hell for the last 3 or 4 weeks with this Mia stuff going on as well. But I've stopped taking them. I've actually started back in the gym. Energy drinks have gone. It's been a hell of a bit of a ride, but I've come through the other side by going back to the gym and using the spa. I'm managing things better. But I didn't end up going to Fraser Island. The car was done and it's going to go up for sale this week. It's pretty good. The gearbox that we put in was notchy into third, but I don't think anyone will care. I took it to Brisbane last Sunday and I couldn't believe it. Like at the servo on that, getting people commenting on how cool this Pajero was. But I will do more of a video properly edited with that one as well, because I've got footage there and I'll explain everything that we've done to it when it goes up for sale. Sorry, there's so much talking in this video, guys, but it's been a while. But looks like there's 90 people watching, so you have been wondering where I've been. But the Pajero is a good thing. I quite like it, but I don't really have a need for it. It just sort of sits in the driveway. As much as I want to keep it, I've got to be realistic about what to keep and what to sell. And the that Jag there, I know Jags aren't for everyone, but that's all I really want, to be honest. Is that thing. It's just great. You know, once the aircon's done, going out for weekend days with the girls, it's going to be awesome. And then once I'm bored with that one, this V8 Daimler one will be done. I did buy a motorbike recently too. Back in the day, I had a flat side. Hang on, before we go from that. Okay, the painkiller thing. If any of you young guys are struggling with drugs or whatever, feel free to give me a message. I have a big backstory in that industry. If you need help, message me. I might be able to help, or even someone to talk to that's not going to judge you and understands where you're coming from. So if I can help with your issue or problem or talk you through something to try and help you stop, just let me know. I'm a very fortunate person where I can stop and I'm good to go. But everyone relapses and everyone has issues. So don't be ashamed. If you need to talk, I'm your man. Anyway, GSXR 750. This is the first of the fuel injecteds. I couldn't afford this bike when I bought it a couple of weeks ago. It just happened that I had a car that was for sale and I said to the guy, make me an offer, and he offered me 3 times what I wanted for it. So when I was actually looking for this motorbike, I saw this one for sale on the Gold Coast and thought that'd be the ultimate if I could get that bike, but I couldn't afford it. And then in the end, I could afford that instead of buying a basket case like I always do buy. I don't know if you guys remember Jono. No, not Jono. How can I forget his name? Got the skyline off him. Been talking too much. So you're going crazy.
Was he the one that had the Falcon?
Yeah. He's
not the person. I don't know his name.
Benny. Benny's actually got a basket case 90 model GSXR 750. He was considering selling me. Benny, I still want to buy it, but I'd love to put that together. I've actually been cleaning this area here out. You can see, like, we've put shelves up and started cleaning up upstairs. I want to set this up with my new toolbox as my bike section so I can get started on my bikes at night. I don't get a lot of time still, guys. I sort of still driving the truck and making $1, but bikes, I love bikes. It's just part of who I am. So, yeah. So I'm cleaning that out because I bought that bike bench at the same time. We bought a lathe lately too, this little lathe here, which we haven't set up. We've been using it with it sitting here, but yeah, I bought this new bike bench. So the plan is for the bike bench to go down the back there, and then in this area here, some more shelving that'll go in with the cylinder heads lined up that Leith has to do, with some more engine stands just to utilise our space a bit better. All right, this one's going to sound crazy, and there's more of a backstory in the video I'm going to do. I've been trying to buy this car for probably 15 years. It's been sitting in a yard. It had a car cover over it. The car cover fell off, and then the little shed thing they put up, you know, those white ones you get from Supercheap, that fell apart, and then it sat there. And I've been driving past. I even said to my girls, look, if you see someone at that house, ring me, get someone to ring me, because they were only little. Tell me they're there, I'll give you $50. If I can talk to someone at that house. Never saw anyone for years and years and years. I got another mate, Cedric, that had been watching it too for years. We both knew about it, we both would have loved it. And this is her, right? There's more of a story to it, and you'll see it in the video. Now, I know that it's not the most popular of cars, of models, and some of you are going to say, I had one of them, but you didn't. This is actually a turbo, manual, done... Now, he parked this up years ago simply to look after it, but then life, same as me, life got in front of him, and it just, he never got back to it. I had the key in my pocket. There it is there. Righto, so this thing's a time capsule. The doors on this car had not been opened for 20 years. So see that baby seat there? All right, so imagine I'm standing there, finally got to talk to this guy, and there's this bloke standing next to him, would have been early 20s. And I've looked in the back, and here's this baby seat. And I said, is that baby seat for him? And the son goes, no, there's no way that could be for me. And the father goes, yeah, it would be. So that little baby seat there belonged to a 20-year-old man that grew, and then it got parked up and never moved again. But it's had seat covers over the seats the whole time. You can just see the kick panels, how good they are. Look at the old stereo. It's just sweet. Like all the electrical buttons, nothing's been touched. Like it is just so sweet. The seats were covered. It's got the Venetians in the back, and it is a turbo manual. So 929 turbo manual. Okay. Now these in Japan come out as a rotary. Whereas in here, they obviously didn't come out as a rotary because it's a 4-cylinder. I've got it to fire, but not start. But I know it's a weird one to be excited about, guys, but it's just a low K, you know. Okay, so they run a center point injection. Okay, 2 injectors sit in that hole there. The whole fuel system was gunked up. We've got the fuel system working now. But when we went to clean out the injectors, which are sitting here somewhere, there, those two there, those injectors, one of the pistons stuck and let the smoke out, and then we couldn't buy a new ones anywhere. I've got some coming. I've got a whole manifold setup coming from WA, where I found a manifold setup with some injectors. So we've got to clean those injectors out and put them in. It actually come with. He didn't want to pull the whole manifold apart, so he sent the whole manifold. It was leaking also out of, anyway, the pressure regulator was leaking as well, so it's not a bad thing that he sent that. But anyway, I don't know what you guys think of this thing, but rear wheel drive, manual, turbo. But you can see this side hasn't been buffed. He's half run a buff over this side, and it started to sort of come up a lot better. On the boot, right, when I went in there one day to put yet another note, you can see on the boot, you can't really see it, but there, and those couple of spots, that bit there, there was like a couple of steel pegs that were sitting on, someone had walked past and sat them on the boot, and I took them off the boot so it didn't mark the paint, just looking after it even before I'd bought it. But anyway, all right, so that's that one that's come in recently. I'll just have a quick read, see what you reckon about them. What do we got? Just measure, what about what have you been doing? Mate, I need a motor, mate. Then I'll have a look at the have a look what you need after this. Send me a message, and yeah, 4 months, no alcohol, and never been better. I haven't drank for a long time myself either, and I feel a lot better for it. I've lost a little bit of weight by going back to the gym and stuff. See, having Mia, I was going to the gym and didn't have to take it because I was stretching and doing things. But then Mia come along, and I sort of overcompensated for Mia, knowing that her mother was what she was, and I felt sorry for her shitty lot in life, you know what I mean? So I forgot about myself altogether and really just focused on her and giving her the best start in life in case she'd have to go back to her. At least in her mind, she knew that there could be happiness. It wasn't all just shit house, if that makes sense. So when I got home at night, I wouldn't go to the gym, even though I've got a full gym at home. I'd sit with her and just, you forget about yourself and it makes it hard. But anyway, that's it. Jag nice, but still would prefer Statesman, even though they're skyrocketed in prices. That's it. Everyone to their own. Like for me, a Statesman isn't really my cup of tea. I love the Jags, but it's good though. It's good that you like Statesmans, I like Jags. Otherwise, we'd all want the same thing and fight over it. Whereas, I'd love to go cruising with you and your Statesman and me and my Jag, so it all just works. If that makes sense, yeah. I have your dream car sitting here, 112, 64 Galaxy HUD, 1,300. Whoa, hang on. Got it for $1,300. Oh, you're in the States. So me and Jake were actually talking about the States. You might be able to help us out, Stefan. Now, here's half a plan. Obviously, over there, the car's a left-hand drive, and we need right-hand drive. And my thought is, apparently Mexico is quite cheap for paint jobs and interior and stuff like that. I'm wondering if I had, because a lot of the Falcon parts over here, the Ford Falcon parts, are the same steering boxes, drag links and stuff like that as the early Fords, because a lot of the stuff is interchangeable. Do you think it would be cost effective for us to buy cars in the States, road trip them or tow them down to Mexico, leave them in Mexico at a restoration place, and then get them freighted back? Yeah, it's something me and Jake have discussed quite a few times, and it was this morning we discussed it again, actually. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
Know how we can get into the States with COVID?
We won't be able to go for a while, but yeah. What's the car that's up the top? I'll go back in there, John. Joe, I'll explain that one now. Could have put you in contact with a person 10 years ago. I was going to buy it when they were crazy money. Well, there you go. I've been waiting I couldn't find anyone. And then when I bought it off him and Mia was with me, we were backing out and the wife come out and sort of, you could tell by her body language, she wasn't happy that he was going to sell it. But anyway, the roof racks will come off. We found the key to get them off the other day. I'm just hoping there's not rusty bits underneath it. I've got a turbo manifold and turbo to suit. Okay, cool. This has got turbo on it still. I don't think I'm going to play with it too much because it's as original, but it's pretty good. Hey mate, you're a good bloke. Thanks, Scott. I hope that I'm not coming across as someone that's whinging about the Mia situation. To put my life on hold for 5 years to help her, to give her an awesome start in life, great trade. She's my best mate. And I know I say that, but you would be surprised. She is. Like, we spent so much time together singing and carrying on in the truck. And I hope she carries that with her for the rest of her life. And yeah, her mother doesn't poison her like she does everything else. Anyway, in that affidavit thing, apparently I'm not supposed to say these things about her, but if it's true, it's true. So yeah, at the moment, coronavirus importing will be slow. It's not about the speed of importing, and it's something, as Jake just said then, can we do it with COVID at the moment? This is a couple of years down the track. Like, as I said, I'm 44 now. The restoration stuff will start full-time when I'm 50. The Galaxy is definitely something I want to buy. Even in a Dodge Dart from over there, or there's a few cars I'd like to buy. It all depends on money too. Like, I'm pretty poor. Like, it's yeah, Mexico can be dicey. The key is to find people you can trust. Guys in Texas, part swap conversions. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's not something we're going to do tomorrow, but yeah. Okay, you asked about the car upstairs. This is there are videos of when I got it. It's a Honda S600. It's all there. It's not rusty. Manual. Interior is really good in it. It's an awesome little car. I've got a heap more. All that stuff there is engine parts from one of these. We have had it running, but the way the cylinders work in them, they've got two sleeves that drop in, and I'm pretty sure the O-ring under one of the sleeves is letting water through to milkshake the Scotty T, the Fairlane paint job. I don't know, to be honest. I haven't been up there. I haven't even spoken to him. The Skyline's still here for the payment. We haven't touched the 460 yet. I was going to go and I was going to go up and get it and just pay him for whatever he's done and move on. But at the same time, Leith said, well, then we've got to store it. We're not ready for it. So if he's going to store it all this time, we'll roll with it. I did find another one the other day at a place that had a really good interior. He wanted $4.5 grand for it, but the rest of it's rooted. It's got no motor in it, but the interior is really good. So I might, next time I've got money, which is probably never, go up and see him and try and get it for 2.5, because that way it's got a good, like a near new interior looking thing. I got this thing, yeah, so the Fairlane's still there. It's I don't really sell stuff. I got this thing on Friday. It's actually a pretty sweet car. It is a V6, but the motor's rooted. But the motors for these, you can get a second-hand motor for under $1,000 or a brand new bottom end for $700 or $800. So I'm thinking of keeping this for my girls, to be honest. Savannah's coming up for the license soon. We'll get her start. It's auto, but we'll get her started. Fuck. We'll get it started to get her started driving in the manual on her learners, and then this might be good for her to take to university. But she's a pretty sweet sort of ride. I'm pretty happy with it. A lot of room in the back. So this has only just come in. The motor is locked up though. So yeah, we'll have to put a motor in it, but it's only done 139,000 Ks. There's a little mark on the rear quarter, but nothing major. But it's a pretty sweet sort of ride. Like, it's a Hyundai Tribune or something like that. These must be the upgrade from those Hyundai Coupes that come out. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool little thing for them. Righto. There was a guy that was interested in, I will go show that at the end of the video because you have seen it before. I done a job, I'll talk, you can watch in the yard because I think you'd rather watch the yard than me. I done a wreck removal job out near, where was it, near Gamari, I think it was, Gamari, Kilkeven. And I, there was Hiluxes and all that sort of stuff, and I picked all them up first. And the one that I didn't bother, like I left it till last because I thought to myself, it's just a shitbox XF Falcon, right? And then when I went to load it, it wasn't just a shitbox XF Falcon. It ended up being, the bonnet's rooted on it, which all of them are. Leith, you better not have dropped a car on that. Yeah, so XF wagon, sun visor, Venetians. I can't even get into it to show you. Hang on. It's a manual, right? It's got no motor in it, but it's got no motor in it, but it's a manual. The 5-speed's still in it, but it's got mad Venetians, right? Venetian on the back. Can't get into it. The interior in it, guys, is absolutely spot on. It's not rusty in the gutters. It's a sweet thing. Can you see in it? Okay, so like all the back seats are good. It's got like the pipe, the red stitching, manual console. Absolutely beautiful, this thing. I hate to say these words, but this is like the ultimate barra swap vehicle, I feel. Like it would just be, yeah, it would be the ultimate to do a barra swap in, don't you reckon? What do you guys reckon? I'm not a barra swap sort of dude, but yeah, it's not rusted out. The door handles actually work. I think that bit on that rear quarter is probably the worst bit of the whole thing. What do you reckon about a barra swap, Jake? Bloke, I'm doing up a VN and I'm wanting to put in a V8 5 litre. Everyone wants a V8 5 litre, Jono. They're just the go. But yeah, so yeah, pretty cool wagon that come in. I'm pretty happy with that. That's why it's sat aside. We'll go up here through the centre. There was another bloke that was interested in the other wagon we had. He wanted the aircon stuff and that out of the back of the dash. We don't sell parts, so it's a complete car that'll have to go because... Which one's that? The Gemini? Yeah. The Gemini is something we'll get to. There's no rust in this Gemini, and it's actually surprisingly good in the interior. I don't know if you can see that one there, guys. It's in the lineup of stuff to do. Just so many cars, guys. So many cars, so little time. What else have I got to show you? We've got a scrap run going out very, very soon. I got this the other day. Leith wants that, so that's giving that to him. Actually got a VE in. yeah, I don't think I'm gonna. It's just not worth fixing to do anything with. They're just not worth enough money. But it's just how it goes. Do you have any questions, guys? Or have I covered everything? Windsor swap would be good. I've got barras sitting around. That's the thing. There was a LPG one of the green top forged ones. Put an LS in it. Yeah. Unless it's a turbo barra, no point. I agree, 100%. It would have to be turbo. Barras are overrated. Jesse, we'll be friends, mate. I agree. Okay, that's not something I would keep. I'll let you watch the yard. Okay, so the barra swap thing, really not something I would keep. And then the Ford guys love those barras. I don't know, you guys have probably seen Alex comment on here before. He actually put a barra in a VL wagon not long ago, like a full grandma spec VL wagon, and then let his mate drive it like 2 weeks later and smashed it into a tree and destroyed it. But that was a big horsepower, big dollar barra conversion, and heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking that happened to him. This thing here, I finally got the engine harness for it. So it's a turbo MX-5. So MX-5 manual turbo. She's going to be a pretty sweet sort of thing. It's probably locked. Yeah, definitely locked. Yeah, big digital dash and stuff. We just haven't had time to get back to the stuff. It kills me, guys. It honestly does. Okay, so I'll show him this one because I think he wanted front end and stuff. This one is an aircon car as well. No motor, box. No one wants these Falcons for some reason. So here's the wagon, mate. So front end is a no. It's very rusty here, and that's why I didn't go any further with it. It's rusty up in the gutters. There's a front bar. There's that. It does have bucket seats. I don't think the front door's open because it's a Ford. Dash and all that's still complete. There was a guy that I bought a car off the other day that looked, and he said that there's a lot of bits and pieces, the plastic things on the dash that are normally broken. This is a manual car as well. You know, it is what it is. It's just a, yeah, but it's got power steering. So this is like the donor for my Fairlane, the 64 Fairlane. So I'd use the power steering and stuff out of this to do the right-hand drive to left-hand drive conversion, a lot of those bits and pieces. This thing here is a pretty sweet thing. I bought it in here, and when I was in it, loading it up, I saw gauges. I thought, oh, it must have used to been a turbo. But look at the door poppers. See, look. It was in magazines, apparently, this thing. And then when I've looked, you got these gauges and that, and I'm thinking, what are these gauges and all these switches and stuff? Full airbags. Full airbag system in this thing. And then in the boot, it's got all the tanks and all that sort of stuff. And there was another complete airbag system, lines, actuators, everything. So if anyone wants to do a Subaru on bags, I'm your man. There's a Statesman there, guys. Someone was talking about Statesmans. Yeah, this was still is a 6-cylinder, I think. It's just there because I need some of the bits and pieces for other builds. That Calais there's there for electrical winders and stuff for the SV89, which yes is still at home. What else do I have to show you? What else we got going on? You know, I got a supercharged Statesman for the little Courier Ute. Ray, if you're watching, your Cortina's here. We're just got to move 2 more. I'll get this to you this week, mate. So yeah, this Statesman here, been hitting the front pretty badly right there, but she's an L67. Can I get it open? Now, L67, I know that I've spoken to some of you guys in the past about L67s and they don't make big horsepower and all the rest, but you're better off with a V8, and I still believe that with my whole heart.
I had one.
Yeah, but I have one, and I have that little Courier Ute, and I think it'll make a really cool little Ute with the L67 in it. All right, any more questions, guys? Okay, Barra. Is a Hemi 265 is better than a Barra? I'd go a Hemi 265, but at the same time, the Barra has fuel injection. You will get a lot of Ks out. Like if you're running a taxi, a Barra's the go. It's hard, guys. Like, I I love Holding 6-cylinder red motors. They're not the biggest horsepower thing, but I like those engines. I'm going to sell this Skyline. If anyone wants to, Supra, sorry. If anyone wants to build a drift car, this Supra here, we're never going to use. So the rear's pretty good, okay? The hatch is actually in good shape. It was an auto car. Okay, so the doors are all there. A lot of the dash is there, but it's not rusted out, but it has been hitting that front. So if you're building a drift car anyway, you'd put a pipe front and stuff on it. What the fuck's that? Where are you, Jake?
Right here.
Oh, I could hear something moving. I'm thinking, oh shit, here we go. But yeah, so yeah, let me know if someone wants to build a drift car. It's still got a diff under it, I'm pretty sure. Yep, diff's still under it, and it's still got front end parts. We can get it rolling, or I can deliver it, but it's definitely something that can go. There was a few others that Leith sort of earmarked to say we're never going to touch, time to move them on. So that's one of them. I've got a V8 Explorer. There's that Explorer I was telling you about, Jake. This one here. So if anyone wants to play president or something, and yeah, so this is a V8. This one, it come in. I'm pretty sure it's got a spark plug issue, but it's actually not a bad sort of vehicle. Black leather, auto V8. So it'll be pretty cool. This will clean up quite well and be quite a nice sort of vehicle. But it's definitely not something we're keeping. See, these are all the sort of vehicles, if you wonder what we do all the time, we do fix this sort of thing and sell it. That's our bread and butter, day in, day out. If anyone wants a lift back, it's got an electric hydraulic lift on the back, that sort of stuff we will sort of sell, because it's worth our time to do it. It's just not worth our time to sell $20 and $30 parts. And attitude when people rings is a big thing as well. It just, yeah. All right, so we got any more questions? Cadillac 500 swap, real Ford guys, mate. Make them generator. How's the tractor hire coming along? It's not. Haven't had time to touch anything. It's sort of, yeah. Yeah, still have the lasers. Yep, definitely, 100%. All that stuff's there. I've bought all the multi-layer head gaskets, timing sets, clutches, turbo manifolds, the ECU stuff we've got. I started to work on it, and then, yeah, just sort of ran out of time, and I'll get there. It's hard to get across. Anyone that lives in this area sees the Ks that I do in the truck, and I work constantly. We get a fair bit of stuff done, but you know, it's that cutoff at 50 for me to really start building cars. For now, I just want that red Jag going so that I can enjoy that on weekends, do stuff with my girls and stuff like that. And then the other cars sort of just get done and sold, because I've got the Pajero going out this week, the Cruise going out this week. There's a Chrysler 7-seater van that'll get sorted. There's a VZ that Leith's almost finished, just needs a windscreen and a hood liner. So that'll be probably next week. We'll get that Escalade thing, the V8 thing, in the next 3 or 4 weeks. And there's also a Pathfinder that come in with a DPF filter issue. So we'll be able to put that into the acid, which Leith's left the lid off, to clean it out and get it sorted. And yeah. All right, what else we got? Read those GDS rims I got. Offset is wrong. I can't use them for the van, so went back on the hunt. Okay, I'll keep looking, buddy. We'll see what we can find you. Just don't V8 swap the Supra. You'll be the most hated person on YouTube. We're not going to be doing I won't be working on that Supra. That'll go to someone for them to build it, because I know that it'll just sit there and never get used, so it needs to go to someone else. I don't want to scrap it. Someone will use it. It'll be fine. I do have my Celica Supra still, and I'm putting the 1J in that. 1J, it'll be a big single, but yeah, I wouldn't put a V8 in it. As much as I love V8s, and that was a very warranted comment, because I do love my V8s. Do I have any VB Commodores? No. A couple of VLs, and that's it.
Did see a VB up for sale the other day.
Whatever happened to the Rally T? The Rally T is sitting over there. I think the key got lost to it when we got broken into ages and ages ago, and we never got back to it. Leith moved off that property that he was on and moved to another place where there's too many neighbours for us to actually use the Rally T and the other Sora, but we've still got them there for the day when it arises that we can use it. It'll be in the front yard here somewhere, I think. Been thinking of putting a 2J in a VE. That sounds like an awesome build. I love VEs. I love VE Commodores. I love the styling of VE Commodores. The interiors suck, but it's just those Alloy-Tech motors are just horseshit, eh? But yeah, no, that sounds like it'd be a good thing. Are you still doing the bin hire? Yes and no, mate. Hang on a sec. I have some GDS rims red. Bogan blokes. Okay, cool. Ben, he's looking for 2 widened ones. He's got a blue panel van. He is in WA, so if you've got a couple of wide ones there, I'm pretty keen. I'll freight them across for him or something like that. We can work together. So the Rally T, so there's the XR8, okay, and that blue VT there has a brown interior, which is terrible. I think it must be out here. I think it's in the lineup. I think it was the next one along from where the he's moving stuff around. He's been getting this scrap run ready to go. So I didn't realise that little Mazda Ute there, people are actually real keen on them with it having a motor. So if anyone's got a mate with one of them going, I don't want to scrap that. I want it to go to someone that can use it. So, so the tractor hire stuff, do you have any Valiant Utes? I've only got the one Valiant Ute out the back. I'll show you that now, but it's not for sale. It's part of ones we want to do a restoration. I've got a mate, Red Dog, that wants the thing right or wrong, but if I get rid of everything now, I won't have anything to restore in the future, if that makes sense. Can you watch my yard tour on your page? Can you watch my yard? Yeah, I definitely will, mate, for sure. It sounds good. We'll all watch it. If you want to put a link up on the Parts Finder page, I'm absolutely positive that every single one of us will want to watch your yard tour. I do have a video coming up. There was probably 20 old cars out there that I've tried to buy, but my next door neighbour, that's another story in itself, but there was a heap of cool cars and I didn't get to buy any of them. One for a neighbour, but yeah, here's my TX3 here, guys. That's as far as it got. That's the other saw I bought. I don't know if you remember that. The seized motor, but I've got this ute here, which is pretty good. It's not rusted out. I'm really looking forward to doing it, and I ended up getting this wagon here as another donor vehicle for some disc brake stuff and all that. I bought these wheels too. I quite like them, Ford pattern. So yeah, another Prem. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. There's so much good stuff going on in my life, and then you have the Mia thing that just sort of brings me down, and then yeah. But anyway, it is what it is, guys. Chin up, move on, and find that happy place, which is cars. But yeah, how much for the Gemini? I'm not sure if the Gemini is for sale right now. A couple of grand to buy it. It comes with, I think there's extra gearboxes and another motor and another front end. There's boxes full of parts. The rust has been done except for one small bit at the back that there's a plate cut out. So if someone did want it, I'd be more than happy to weld that panel in if they weren't capable of welding the panel. Yeah, but for now my plan is to for the rest of the day, get those boards off the truck, get them painted so they're sealed up for the skateboard ramp. I want to try and move some of this stuff around to get my bike area sorted, which will at the same time sort this area out. And yeah, Leith will have this exhaust and stuff back on this week because the new gearbox is in. Yeah, chasing 2 8-inch wide ones. There we go. I think I'll put up a link. There's a 351 ZF and Tirana. It's a Mazda. Okay, sweet. Sounds good, buddy. A couple of grand for the Gemini if someone wants it. If you are seriously interested, send me a message. You can always find me easy. You just Google Kingatow. My phone number will come up. If you happen to get the wrong number and it's Leith, obviously he'll tell me and we'll sort it out. The Gemini is something that I would like to build, but at the same time, it's not a desperate one for me to build. You know what I mean? Probably by the time, so this engine here is the one for Andrew. Andrew's the guy that got the split screen combi that we pulled out of that backyard a while back. He's been a good mate for years. That's his cylinder head there. He's getting custom made pistons done. He wants to run 30 pound in it. So she's going to be a bit of an animal, big standalone ECU and stuff like that. But we'll do some more video of that when it comes up. I am pretty keen to do, now I've got, see it's hard, I've got a bit of extra time now that things are starting to level out after Mia, so I should be able to edit a little bit more. I'd even set myself up in the gym, I suppose, with my computer and edit between reps, I don't know, just got to multitask and work it out. But yeah, I do have, the hoodies, so these are the hoodies that we do. This is last year's hoodie, so it's on the sleeves, the big blower one on the back, and that on the front. And there is a heap getting printed now, and there's a heap more in the truck. The website doesn't work anymore because it was just costing me money to have it there. So when I've got some printed, if you guys are keen, yeah, we got some new signs done, which, yeah, to get rid of the auto parts thing for the engine reconditioning, the cash for cars. I've got another big one to go up here, which is on the ground, but it scared of heights because I'm a girl. But anyway. All right, if any of you guys haven't pressed the like button, that'd be awesome. What car have you owned that owned the longest and still have?
VNSS.
My VNSS I've had for 10 plus years, I suppose. That's about it, really. The VNSS would be the longest one that I've had.
Yeah.
A lot of the cars...
That when I dated Dharma.
Yeah. Yeah, the VNSS, which I'm going to sell soon, I've had for a long time. Most stuff I've had for about 10 years, and then it just goes down from there. No, I haven't got any 28 spine VL diffs to sell, sorry. Any 65 series Hilux. What's a 65 series Hilux? I don't think so. I've got a V8 Hilux out the front. Jono loves his Formula. I love his Formula too. That was awesome, that car. I sort of regret selling that because it was just... What's that?
There's a random cat that just walked in.
Yeah, I know, Leith feeds it. It is there. Okay, how much Gemini? I think that's it. Yeah, so there wasn't a lot of question and answer. Obviously, I've answered the questions all the way along. I hope you guys understand a little bit more of why the videos have been sporadic. But yeah, I'm getting there, and just know that all the cars that you've seen, you will see builds on. They will get done, and it's sort of like I've got engines up there and interiors, and because a car will come through. Captain's Facebook, well, his personal one, there's no point because he won't, it's not what he uses, but it's Kingatow engine reconditioning and machining or something like that. So there's two Kingatow sites, the towing one, which I can't post on at the moment for some reason. And yeah. Oh yeah, it is too. No, it's 32 likes, 85 people and 32 likes. But yeah, so, you know, like there's sets of wheels that I've been, yeah, putting together. A lot of the cars. It's a long-term thing because my plan is that when I turn 50, I'll have the engine shop set up, the paint shop set up, and I've got parts there, each car that comes in. And in my head, I know that I need a door trim for that one, or chrome trims for that, or that needs a brake setup, or an ECU, or a wiring harness, and all that stuff gets put aside. So hopefully when I go to start doing full-time restoration, I'll have 98% of the bits and pieces I need to put all these cars together. I know it seems completely insane. I know it seems like I'm just hoarding stuff, but I do have a plan. I know what's there to put them together. If it gets to a point where my health isn't good enough or whatever, at that point, I'll just work to try and get them out into the world again. And yeah, where we are here, what I find with when we go and do farm finds or barn finds or whatever you want to call them, the pH level in the soil plays all the difference of whether the cars are rusty or not. If you go into a place that has a neutral soil, the cars are still pristine and good. But if you go to a farm, there's a place just out here near Gordon Brook, and the stuff's just falling into the ground because it's so acidic, the soil, and it rusts the cars out. Luckily, where we are here, it's pretty dry. The soil's not, things aren't rusting away. Yes, it is what it is. We do our best. But soon, I'll have this roof over the back once we buy this place. So by Christmas, hopefully I'll be doing some concreting sections. I'm going to put another awning off the front here because Leith works out the front here a fair bit, and in the mornings during summer it's hot. Yeah. Oh, someone asked about the skip bin stuff before. It's all still here. Jake is considering taking that on himself. I have given up trying to find staff and all the rest of it. So we have one guy, Ricky, who's really good at the moment, but he does work another job. He helped last Saturday starting to clean up this area for me, and he's been great. But other than that, trying to find drivers for trucks and doing that sort of stuff, I'm really just concentrating on me and Captain, and we're doing well. It's good, you know. I've got to put a bit more time into getting that engine shop stuff set up better. I want to buy another Myra to do your hardened inserts and stuff like that very soon. We just bought a new hone, that little lathe. I want to buy a bigger lathe. I've still got my big lathe out the back to do the modified wheels because I still really want to do that. There's a lot going on. It's just a case of piece by piece and away we go. What's that say? Keen as to see it all come together. So am I, to be honest. It's, yeah. You seen any VY Crewman's front seats? They're just the same as Commodore, aren't they? Surely they would be. We're just wondering if you have any early 82, 86 Nissan Patrols with SD33s. No, I don't think there's... I've got one Nissan Patrol at home. It's a GQ, isn't it, Jake? The blue one? GU. Yeah, a drop fifth gear, so that's another one coming up in the next 2 months. We'll pull the box out, fix fifth gear. It's an awesome car. I've been holding on to it forever, but I've just got to get a little bit more realistic about what I can keep and what I can't. So, yeah. Doesn't know if they're for sale. There you go, Jono. Jono's a bit like me, doesn't sell anything, but he's down in Sydney sort of area. Any VZ seats, we won't fit. VE won't fit VT. I'm not sure. No, the floor pan would be different in VE, I'm pretty sure. But VT through to VZ are the same. If they're electric seats, the plugs might be different, but the mounting points are the same. Yeah, my VN is my longest car that I've had. Jono had a, when he bought the Formula, he had a VN that he already had that he wanted to do a restoration on and put a 5 litre in. And it was just a lot cheaper to buy the Formula going and manual, and it was good, that car. I loved it. That road trip in it was mad. Like it done so well from, I don't know if you guys had watched that video. I pulled it out of a backyard in Cherbourg, which is the local Aboriginal sort of community, and it was a mess. And we put it back together using just crap we had in the yard to sort of show that you can build a car extremely cheap out of secondhand parts and build something that's just sweet. And that thing it come up so well with the bonnet scoop and that. That was the Ayers Rock trip that we all went to Ayers Rock before they shut it down. Do you have any XF or XG Falcon utes? Not at the moment, no. But I wouldn't mind to get like an XF or XG XR8 or XR6 ute, one of the black ones. And I was actually thinking the other day of getting a Barra, a BA ute or BF ute, either a V8 one or a Turbo 6, just to put away, because I think it'll be a great investment. My SS50, Leith reckons it's done a diff. I reckon it's done something else, like the gearbox, but yeah. Any Geminis or Hiluxes? The Hilux that's over there's been sold. I've got my V8 one that's out the front that we're going to do a clean up on. I bought this surf here, that one there, for the dash and bits and pieces out of it, to put into my... Are those headlights the right ones or not? Yeah, a lot of the stuff that... Like, I've got a guy that buys a lot of cars off me, so a lot of the stuff sells pretty quickly once I decide that it's got to go. But this Hilux that I bought, I'm not going to go forward driving. Who am I kidding? So this one here has actually got a V8 in it. I think you've seen parts of videos. I got a tub for it. It's got the big lift kit and stuff in it. We'll put those other wheels on it, which tidied it up a bit. I'm going to put the late model dash in it and stuff like that, and get that going to sell eventually. The Gemini is here. This is the only one we've got left. There was a really rough one that we had here. It's just hard. Like, the price of the stuff's going up that quick that I'm just so much better off just sitting on it and waiting for it. This looks bad, but when you really look, right, it's not rusted out. She's pretty straight, right? It's actually really good. And when you look inside, look, all the interior is really good. The dash got a few cracks in her, but it's just got boxes of parts, and the boot's full also. The rust I was talking about is that, but the plate is cut out to weld in there. And yeah, all the tail lights and everything are there. She's not a bad sort of jigger. But yeah, I don't know, guys. It's, yeah, you're better off talking to Leaf about buying cars, because he'll sell my stuff, whereas I want to keep it all because I'm bloody hopeless. Oh, there's the this Hilux here, come in the other day. It's a diesel. It's already been sold though, just waiting to be picked up. There's that bad girl there. I might even one day actually make up really big flares for it, or put a wide body kit on it, so I can run these wheels. Yeah, I don't know. She's a beast. I don't know. Maybe I should sup at the time, but what do you do? See, even this thing, see this BMW, I've had this for years, got it off a good mate of mine, and he, when I got it, it wasn't something I'd ever touch, but it's starting to be sort of cool now. You know what I mean? Like, the problem is someone cut the wiring harness out of it, but it is a manual, and it's pretty sweet now. Like, it's, no, it's not rusted out. It's here, just chilling. This, SV6 here has a manual in it, and if someone wants to do a manual swap, that's something we'd get rid of for sure. Alex, here's that wagon if you did want to redo your wagon. There's not much left of it really. That's for the mate that, yeah, his mate crashed his one. Oh, there's another VL just there as well, another sedan. So even this thing, when it sat here, because it was stripped out, it was just a heap of shit, but most of them are rusted out all through here. And now it's actually not a bad vehicle. I've just had it sitting here for that long that now it's actually a desirable thing that's not actually rusted out. Like, it's not that bad. But at the time, when I got that thing, it was, they weren't worth anything, you know what I mean? So, yeah, this one's going. There's no motor in it, but it's got an LS K-frame in it. This is where all my Jags go to die. Yeah. Yeah, all right, what else we got in the way of questions? Let me know when you start on the shop. Yeah, mate, you'll see the videos, Jono. It'll be all happening. Is there a motor and box in it? There's no motor and box in the Gemini, but there is a motor and manual, and I think there's a spare manual and a spare front end as well that goes with it. I've had a Skyline 14 years and my WRX for 9. Have to move the WRX on soon. What's the WRX, buddy? I always love a good WRX. Actually, the WRX would be what I've had the longest.
Yeah.
The WRX would be, there's a silver WRX at home, a really, really tidy one. It's, Christ, I don't even know how long we've had that.
The Escort would be what I've had the longest. 11 years.
Yeah. The WRX,
about 5.
where was I? The WRX I would have had for 12, 13 years or something, I suppose, the one that's painted at home, but it needs a bit of work now. Like, the paint and that's mint, interior's mint. It needed a timing about when it went to paint, and it's a bit like the Fairlane. Like, it was at paint for 3.5 years. I don't know if you guys have seen, I've done a video a while back with that Wildcat Jag with that bronze colour. That got painted by Brendan at Wooroolan Paint and Panel. Like, you cannot fault Brendan's work, like paint work and body work and stuff like that, but it just, yeah, it just took forever. But it's one of those things, you become friends with someone and then your job gets pushed back and pushed back and pushed back because customers stuff. This is Leith's yard cat, look. Is that one there? He feeds it. It's getting more friendly with me, but nowhere near as friendly as it is with him. He feeds it and looks after it. It's been living in the VL out the back, which is good. And I think he said it lives part-time in the VN as well. But yeah, righto guys, I'm going to do some work. I hope that, how many Cortinas have you got? I haven't got any left. The one that's here is going to Ray, who runs Super Cheap here in Kingaroy. And there's a Barra sitting just there to go for him to use as a dummy, because he's got a really nice red one and he wants to use that to do his dummy fits and stuff like that, and a few interior pieces and things like that. Other than that, no Cortinas. There's a really early Cortina I'm trying to buy at the moment, which I want an early Escort, but yeah, early GF8 with facelift on. So GF, is that? Mine are GC8s. Is GF is a wagon, isn't it? Is that the way the model works? Ian Stansbury, I have some. There you go. If you guys message me details, I can put this together and try and help you out. Might have to start looking at the parts finder. The parts finder was hard for me to do with Mia because, you know, I'd spend my time with her. I'd just sit down with her, and yeah, she just felt sorry for her. I felt sorry for her lot in life, knowing that in the end she's going to be. Anyway.
I do have a question.
Yep.
Is anyone running a Holy Sniper blow through?
Is anyone running Holy Sniper EFI? You know, that bolt-on EFI with a blow-through setup for carby for turbos, guys. But yeah. Righto, guys. Yeah, bring back the parts finder. I agree. I'm sorry I've been away, guys. It's just life sort of got in the way of other things, but the cars definitely haven't gone anywhere. We are poking along with stuff. I appreciate all your support too, the messages, people wondering where I am and what's going on. But it's one of those things. I don't want to whinge. I don't want to. If you're having a hard time in your life at the moment, you don't need to take on my stuff as well. Does that make sense? Like, I don't like to put it onto other people when it will pan out and things will work out. Is everyone has things going on, you know? But anyway, righto, guys. Thank you very much for joining in, listening, being patient with me. We've got a lot coming up, and always more, to be honest. The parts thing has stopped, but the engine shop has taken off. So check out what Leith's doing there on the Kingatow engine reconditioning stuff. You know, you can see, like, he does a lot of acid dipping and stuff like that, so you can see how well the acid works. If he's doing something and you see it done and then you go, how did that work? Just send him a message and say, look, next time Red does a video and you're doing cam bearings or you're grinding valves, or how do you do K-liners and inserts, and I'm more than happy, and so is he, to share those things and that knowledge with you guys, so you've got more of an understanding to build your cars. So we don't know everything and we don't claim to, but you know, there's certain things we're quite good at. Yeah. Righto, guys. I'm going to go, and see you. Don't forget, say hello to your sister. See you.